Hey everybody! Just got back from a little family vacation up to Maine and New Hampshire, and it's pouring rain out. Last night I was working on the Oliver, and then last thing I decided to do was I was supposed to clean this pulley up, this step pulley up, so I could work on the SIP drill press today. Well, I got to ratchet jawing with my neighbors and the wife and everybody out there in the street. Next thing you know, darkness falls, so I didn't get around to doing this. But anyways, maybe I'll clean that up down here today. I haven't decided yet. Or maybe we'll take a ride through the rain into the city and talk to the guys over at bearing specialists about that bearing deal on the SIP. More about that later. But I wanted to show you some of the swag I picked up. I got hooked up with some more 3M products. Those of you who have seen my videos probably have figured out by now. I like my 3M. You know, Tubal Cain likes his Loctite products. Well, I like my 3M products, especially the safety products, but I also like the other stuff too. My full face shields that I use, those are all 3M. Lately, you guys have seen me playing with these bristle discs. This is, I think, a newer product they came out with. And actually, I have to give credit to Jody over on weldingtipsandtricks.com. I didn't even know these existed until I saw him using them, and I decided I wanted to give them a try. So I like these. They're working out well for stripping rust and paint during the prep. That brings up another point. Recently had a comment on one of my videos. A person was kind enough to comment in a very respectful way that they had a concern about all of the stripping and sanding and that I was doing and not wearing any protection. I was wearing eye protection, but I wasn't wearing any respiratory protection. Stop from breathing that crud in, and that's a very valid point. You know, if I'm painting or using something toxic, I tend to put a full face respirator on, or you know, a respirator. But I sometimes forget about when I'm doing sanding, especially outside. I think, well, you know, got a little bit of a breeze or whatever, it's taking it away. The thing is, you're probably still getting a little bit of that into your lungs and you don't realize it. And especially with something old, like the SIP drill press here that I've been working on, you know, this has got paint on it that's going back to, you know, 1916. There's no telling what's in that paint. High probability there may be some lead in that paint. Don't know, but all the more reason why I should be taking precautions. So I want to just give a quick thank you to the person who, I'm sorry I don't remember your screen name, but thanks for mentioning that. It's a valid point. I will endeavor in the future to do that. Apparently they had a family member who passed away, and it was due to complications from breathing some bad stuff. So anyways, getting back to what we've got here. First I want to just touch on a couple of yard sale finds and items. Hold on a second. Alright, this is a couple of things that I picked up at, actually not this weekend, but previously, and I don't think I had gone over it, but these are just yard sale or flea market finds that I had kind of forgotten about, because they were like, these were like days where I went and I found like one item in the whole thing, and I wasn't going to make a video. And I got a little collection here, so I figured I'd just point out. I got a couple of snap ring pliers. The quality's good. But they only had one pair of pins there, so they're straight, and they're, you know, one's inside clips, one's outside clips. So I just have to switch the pins back and forth if I want to use them. I already have a couple pairs like these, but they're these actually seem like they're a little bit better made, a little bit more. I don't know. I don't see a name. These are probably just cheapies also. But nothing wrong with having a spare pair of those. I gave next to nothing for those for good reason. Picked up this chuck with no key, but it is Jacobs, I'm pretty sure. because otherwise I probably wouldn't have bothered. Yes, this is a Jacobs chuck, made in the good old US of A. This is a number 3/8 chuck, capacity 1/8 to 5/8. So it's a decent sized chuck, and it's got a Morse taper on it by the looks of it. I don't know, that's probably a number 2 maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it might need a little lubrication, but it's free. It doesn't sound that great, but it actually looks pretty good. The jaws are in decent shape. So, don't really need another chuck, but probably gave a buck or two for that, so that's probably why I didn't pass up on it. One lonely drill bit, but it looks brand new. I don't think it's ever been used. I don't know if it's the size that caught my eye, or if I just got it for, it's a 1/2-inch drill bit, and I probably paid a buck for that. But again, the tip looks brand new. So I'll throw that in a drawer with a bunch of other drill bits and ruin that real soon. Again, I'm kind of getting quite a few of these now. This one seems like it's really well made. It's an air hose blower attachment, or whatever you want to call it there. This one, I don't know who makes this. I can't, it says all about, you know, wear safety goggles, yada yada yada. But it's got a solid brass button and like valve assembly on it, and a brass tip, so it's got to be an earlier one. Seems pretty well made. It's got this little bail on it so you can hang it. So again, probably paid a buck for that, and I've got a few of these now. But my thinking is eventually, if I end up plumbing the shop for air, to have air at different stations at different machines, I might just keep one of these on, you know, each location. Who knows? Couple of little squares. This is a Stanley. I haven't even checked it yet to see if it's true. All metal though. The handle, the blade are metal. And this little one here, this is a little combination one. This is a, you know, you have to forgive me, I don't know who the heck makes this one. I don't have my reading glasses on. It says it's hardened. Well, that's nice. The only thing I can read on this one is hardened. But it's a little combination square. I don't know, throw it in one of the toolboxes. That was that. Then, while up in Maine, we stopped at a couple of yard sales because I couldn't resist. Tough stopping at yard sales with the kids. You know, the kids are in the car, and you let them out, they touch stuff. You tell them 50 times, don't pick this up, don't touch that. Problem is, it's too much eye candy for boys to see, you know, tools and everything. So a lot of picking this up, Daddy, what's this? Which is great. I like to take that time and, you know, if I know what it is, let them know. But on the other hand, I don't want to pick up stuff that could be sharp, or that they could just break, or they may reach for one thing and knock over 3. Anyways, I did stop at a couple of yard sales, and it was funny because this yard sale that I stopped at, that I picked up this Kennedy toolbox, this yard sale, it started early in the morning. We rolled into this yard sale, it was around noontime, and I'm thinking, boy, you know, when you run into a yard sale that late, your picking's probably going to be pretty slim. So I just took a quick walk around. I didn't see anything, and then I happened to walk over. I saw this toolbox on the ground. Son of a gun, if it isn't a Kennedy, all right. It's got some rust on it, okay, especially on the bottom. Looks like it was sitting on a damp floor, okay, but it's still solid. Great shape, got a nice handle on it, a little dirty, but I don't know if you can see this or not, but that's the sticker you had on it, $3. So what a Kennedy toolbox was doing sitting there with only a $3 price tag on it, and nobody had come along and snagged it. Nice and clean inside. Well, I mean, it's dirty inside, but what I mean is it's not all rusted out. It doesn't look like somebody's been, you know, leaving it laying around open in the rain. So I thought that was a steal. I didn't even haggle at $3. I mean, how could you, right? Anyways, So I was happy to snag that, even though I've got probably quite a few toolboxes now. I've got that box on the floor right over there. You probably can't see it in the camera view, but that's that steel box that came with the Vernon lathe. Had all of those Vernon stuff, parts and everything in it. I cleaned that up some because it was so greasy and dirty on the outside, and it cleaned up nice, but it doesn't have a handle on it. So maybe I'll even just transfer that stuff into this box for the time being. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Now let's get to the 3M swag, so to speak. Even got some 3M bags to carry my goodies in. Got that one all dirty already. The face shields, I really like the 3M face shields. This is the professional face shield. It's funny because they have replacement shields you can get for these. So if you want to keep the headband and just replace the shield, I've never seen the replacement shields for sale. So I think everybody just, when they get all scratched up into that point, they just buy a new one. I really like these. This is, I grabbed this one because this is the one I've been using. This is actually my second one of this style that I've been using. This one's getting pretty scratched up because through my own fault, I tend to put it down, and I put it down the wrong way, and that's what happens. It gets all messed up. This one's spattered with something that went flying at my face. But anyways, that's what these look like. If you haven't seen me use these, they're comfortable, and I like them. So I got this one here, and I think what I'm going to do with this one is I think I'm going to hang this one somewhere over by the pedestal grinder, because I always use one of these at the pedestal grinder, and I figure if I hang one of these near the pedestal grinder and I only use it at the pedestal grinder, and it's got a place to hang instead of just laying it on the bench, then maybe I can keep this in much better shape and it'll last a lot longer. And then this one I'll continue to use. This will be the one that I take outside or whatever and continues to get beaten on until it's so scratched up I can't use it. So that's that. These are dust masks. Okay, these are a style I'm not familiar with. I haven't used this style before, but it caught my eye, so I figured I'd try them. I don't even know how to put these on. Alright, imagine the 3M goes in the front. So I have no idea what that looks like, but that's this style of dust mask. And you've got the little nose part you bend around your nose, and so this is a different style I haven't used before. So I think this is supposed to be an anti-fogging style or something like that, or I don't know. That's what these look like. So I got a case of these, and then I've got the regular style that I've been using. These are the sanding and fiberglass respirators, the N90, what are these? I don't know. I don't think there's a part number on these, but these are the more traditional style that you see. And these I kept in the box, but these are the ones you see all the time. This is the model this for you. That's this style here, okay? And I can tell you right off the bat that that new style is more comfortable than these. Now, whether or not my head's a little too fat for these or what, but this is digging. This has got a little foam piece right here that's supposed to help protect your nose, but I could feel it digging into my nose. So, you know, and you can't adjust the straps, they're just elastic bands. So I don't know whether or not, are these sized a certain way? It doesn't look like it. I think it's one size fits all. Clear goggles. I needed more clear safety glasses and clear goggles for working like on the lathe and when I'm going to be working on the milling machines or the lathes, any of those things. I had a lot of sunglasses, but you know, those aren't going to do me any good down here in the lower light. So I got this professional impact goggle. So this is a full face, well, not a full face, you know what I mean, a goggle. Duh. Goggle gear safety goggle. These are some small, these wrap around and have a foam pad so they're tight to your face. Here's just some regular, you know, what are these? These are stylish indoor clear frame hard coat lens, protective eyewear. Okay, these also have the wraparound sides. This is just adhesive tape for, this is the stuff that comes in first aid kits, and I have quite a bit of gauze and stuff like that for big wounds, and it seems like I never had any tape, so I got some tape for that, so that goes upstairs. I've had several pairs of these. I'm kind of rough on my hearing protection. These are called Blockade. These are a combination, they're noise isolating earbuds. So you can put them in your ears for some hearing protection, noise reduction rating 24 decibels. So these aren't really that, they're not true hearing protection like for doing some heavy grinding or whatever, but these are great like mowing the lawn, weed whacking, stuff like that. And what they have here is these basically, you plug them into your MP3 player or whatever you want to listen to. And they got a little volume control on there. But unlike regular earbuds, they also block out ambient noise. So these are good. Got some more painter's tape. This is good old regular blue painter's tape, 1.41 inches. And then I got a roll of this, which I hadn't tried yet. This is now with edge-to-edge protection, edge lock. So this, supposedly, you don't get any bleed with this, which, you know, so I'll probably save that for special occasions, and then this I'll just use for everything else that I tend to do. My sister was getting rid of this clock. She was going to throw it in a yard sale. I spotted it and I said, hey, you know what? I could use a clock for my shop. You know, it's just a regular cheapo quartz movement, but it's actually a nice looking clock, so find a spot to hang that somewhere. Because usually I'm listening to my radio, and I listen to a college radio station that tells the time every like half hour or whatever. But somebody was mentioning the other day that the YouTube Gestapo, if they hear the radio in the background, they might flag my video for copyright infringement, which I had that happen once. I haven't had it happen in a while, and I've had the radio on in a lot of my videos, so I'm thinking that maybe they finally figured out, because I think it's software that just automatically flags that. I think maybe YouTube finally figured out how to differentiate between that and honest to goodness copyright infringement. It's not like I'm putting those tracks on my videos, it's just incidental background. So, but who knows. This is compact hearing protector. This is actually made by the company that 3M owns, but it's marketed under the Browning label just for purposes of making people who have Browning weapons happy. But these are for shooting. Okay. Some 3M nitrile solvent resistant gloves. I have cases of nitrile gloves. Okay, but my nitrile gloves, actually I got a case right here. Okay, the High Five brand. This one's almost empty. But these are the regular nitrile gloves you see all the time. I might be standing too close, but those gloves there, you know, they're the regular ones. They come up to about here. I grabbed these because these come up to about here. So if I'm doing a particularly messy cleaning on something, I wanted to have some of those. And then there is also this style here. These are refinishing gloves, excuse me. Refinishing gloves, these are called. So these have a flocked cotton liner for comfort. So I think these help with the sweating of your hands inside the gloves. The cotton will absorb that, as opposed to this style here, which I think has just got nothing inside. So I got those. You can see some nicer polycarbonate, I think, eyewear. These are a little more stylish, so I can. I'm going to find a better place to put these. Try and keep them from getting all scratched up. These here, these are Performance Safety Eyewear. And I like the look of these. These are actually blue. Frames are blue. I don't know if you can see those or not. But those are actually some decent looking eyewear. The only problem I find with most of these is that a lot of them tend to look kind of small on my head. So I don't know how these look. These are 3M. These are gloves. These are work gloves. You know, I have a lot of the Craftsman ones and Home Depot ones, and I've tried all different kinds of gloves. These gloves, they're extra large. Might be even a little large for me, but these have this 3M gripping material on them, which, you know, of course you can't tell in the video, but they really give you a good grip. These might even be, I'm not sure, but I know that 3M made a batting glove for somebody that they put this material on. It's supposed to really give you a good grip when you're at the plate or whatever. But I grabbed these just to be regular work gloves because I'm so tough on the work glove. But these now, I just realized these are extra large. So my fingers are actually lost in these. So I might have to find somebody with bigger hands than mine. I have decent sized hands. I'm 6'1", so my hands are probably proportionate. But I'll find a friend with bigger hands, I think. Or maybe I'll just use them the way they are. I'll use them when I'm driving a tractor or something, brush cutting, that kind of thing, I don't know. Football, grabbed it for the kids. Wilson, NFL, the Duke. Paul Tagliabue, I bet is what that says there, the commissioner. So anyways, you can always use an extra football. Bag of 3M Tech pens. A bag of them. I believe that's it, folks. All that's left in here are some bobblehead dolls that my brother-in-law was getting rid of from his office. I'll show you one just in case you were curious what I was hiding in here. These are bobblehead dolls. These happen to be players from the Portland Sea Dogs, because they're up there in Maine, so they're Sea Dogs fans. But this particular one, and the other ones I've got in here, this is Jacoby Ellsbury, who ended up going on, because the Portland Sea Dogs are a minor league team for our Boston Red Sox. So this is Jacoby Ellsbury. I don't follow baseball that well, but I think he might be one of the players we've lost. We've lost a lot of good players. We just lost John Lester, one of our ace pitchers. What I mean by lost is, I mean, you know, by design. That was the owner's decision that they did what they did. But so I got several of those. Those are going to go in my my older son's room, because he loves baseball, loves to play it. He's just all about baseball. So that's his sport of choice. That and basketball. And then the only other thing I'll show you, because it's not related to this in any way, but my sister had this docking station for the old series iPod. It's actually a pretty nice one. It's made by Altec Lansing. It's heavy, so you can tell it's got good speakers and you know, construction to it. This was probably in its day quite expensive, but they no longer have these old series iPods. But my wife has an old series iPod, so we're going to throw this upstairs in the bedroom so she can pop her iPod in and listen to music. That was it. That's all that's in there. So that closes out this segment.